From the May 2021, GARP FRM exam will be conducted in the CBT format. As per the GARP, this is for the students' convenience in these troubled times. But this CBT format comes with the major challenges and the concerns for the students who are not habitual of the CBT exam. In this session, we will try to understand what are these challenges. We'll also try to decode some solution for these challenges and also try to understand what is the possibility of CBT format, what are the possible features of the CBT format. So let's get started. First, few things to know about the FRM CBT format, that is from when it's starting and the applicability of the CBT format. So for FRM part 1, CBT is applicable starting May 2021. So May, July included. For FRM part 2, main exam is still the paper and pencil and paper exam, and CBT is applicable starting November 21. Now, this is the same exam, the same format, that is the number of questions, time provided for you and everything, except the exam will be conducted on the computer. Here we are expecting some features in this exam, that is you will be provided with the timer, that is the time limit will be there in the system itself. So automatically after 4 hours your answers will be submitted. Then option to review or change the answer. Even in the pencil and paper exam, option to change the answer or review the answer is available. Okay, you can change the answer using the box. So similar option will be provided here because it's a CBT exam. So even if you click on one option, you can change it later. You have to just make sure you review it. Okay, then review button is possible. I will explain you what is a review button later. Then a question at a time. So there are different possibilities. So first possibility is all 100 questions will be thrown at your screen. The second option is that one question at a time, that is 1 2 3 4, and one by one you will go to question number 100 like this. So my guess is one question at a time. Then option to mark answers or highlight text. So this is the possibility because in CFA exam they are providing, their system is providing highlight and marking solution. So you can, there is a feature. My recommendation is you should avoid this feature. I will explain you why. Now, how to prepare for the CBT exam. So first is the preparation, then we will see the approach, that is when you are sitting for the CBT exam, what cares you need to take. So while preparing for the CBT, the major change here is that the students who are habitual of reading everything on the paper, so their posture is very different compared to the when they are looking at the screen. Okay, so this changes a lot of things, that is the concentration level changes, focus changes, and the understanding level changes because it has to do with the posture. So my recommendation is always practice and also test yourself on the PC and the laptops. Okay, so your posture should be similar to what you are going to feel in the exam. So you have to maintain the similar posture, sit on the chair and take the laptop and PC and so on. Okay, this is the first thing, which is easy to do. So you have to, first you will feel some resistance if you are not habitual of seeing questions on the screen, but as you practice more you will get comfortable with it, and that's the goal here. Okay, not able to maintain focus can be a major problem for your exam. That's why I recommend you to practice from now itself. You have 4-5 months to practice and you will get comfortable in this time. Also, if possible, if you are comfortable, try to read your material from the screen itself, laptop screen or the your desktop screen. So at least give it read at least once. So if you read it, you will develop habit of reading the text. See, major problem, there are two major problems when you are appearing in the CBT format and you're habitual of book, the physical book. So first problem is you have to maintain that focus and you have to build the understanding of the question. So maintaining focus and understanding both comes from the practice. So you have good focus and understanding when you are looking at the paper, but you have to develop it for the screens. My general recommendation is, if you think, my particular thing is like I always hold pen when I'm like noting down or like reading book or anything. So if you have this type of habit, then even if you are looking at the screen, even if you are in the CBT, you will be provided with rough papers for your rough work. So hold pen, it will give you some type of comfort. This is my just like guess. It might differ depending on person to person. Okay. Next is appear for the mock in the CBD format multiple times to develop the habit. So you have to develop a specific habit of appearing for the mock, because we are going to commit a new type of mistakes in the CBT format. I will show you one particular example, and I will also show you one particular concern, a very big concern in this manner. That is why you need to develop a habit of appearing for the mock in the CBD system. Okay, then you have to practice less reliance on pen and paper. Now, imagine a pen and paper scenario. Pen and paper, in pen and paper exam, what we do? We just say you have pen in your hand. Okay, you see one particular question, you just round it. You want some you want to highlight some important information, you just underline it. You want rough work, you just rough work it, and then use your calculator. Now, imagine a scenario in this particular CBT format. You use a right hand for rough work. You use the same right hand for the mouse, right, or the trackball, whatever is provided, but it is mouse only. So now see what is the problem here. If you decide to highlight something or mark something, then you have to go with the same right hand and the cursor. And then when you want to note down something, you have to again change the hand and then you have to note it down. This particular process, even if it looks very instant, it is not instant. It consumes time and it consumes like your rhythm. So my recommendation is, from this beginning, try to visualize everything in your mind. Like say I have this calculator. Now you have to develop a habit of using a calculator and looking at a screen. Just look at the screen, see the data, and start feeding the data. That you have to decide how you want to plan this particular thing. So you have to start feeding the data, whatever is important for you, and try to solve answers, try to solve the questions directly in the calculator instead of writing it down. Writing will consume time because both the sources are different, screen is different, paper is different. So that's the concern here. You have to work on it. Okay, if you work on it, you will be able to develop a habit. But I'm not saying you should completely avoid it. Wherever it is necessary, wherever the question is very complicated, you have to use the rough work. Okay, you have to go with the rough work, no problem with that. But you have to reduce the frequency. You cannot keep doing it for every question. You cannot mark and highlight every questions, every word, or say whatever you want. Uh, it will consume a lot of time, right? Because every time you have to say you want to highlight something, then you have to click on the highlight feature and then come and then highlight. This is time consuming. We have to save time. Now avoid the common blunders. Okay, so what are the common blunders? You will commit your own type of common blunders. I will show you one of the students blunder. So on the 6th of Feb we conducted our first section test, and in the first section test students gave me feedback. Their two feedbacks are very important. I will show you those feedbacks, and I will also show you what we can learn from those feedbacks. Okay, so let's see. These are the two feedbacks. I'm not sure you are able to like read it or not. I will help you with this reading part. Okay, so this is the one feedback where students scored 90% in the set 1. Set 1 was on the quants. You will get around 10 questions on the set 1. Okay, and he scored 90% in it. Same exam level difficulty was there and he was able to score 90%. Now see here, this is another student. She was able to score 55%. Here we have to learn something. So this student who scored 90%, he was able to answer 11 questions and he was unable to answer one question because of lack of time. Okay, in our system, timer is running all the time on the dashboard. Okay, so you are seeing question, just above question you will see timer. Same setting will be there in the FRM exam as well. Now see here, he lost one question because of time. I consider this as very good scenario. Okay, good practice. I will explain you why in the next slide. Now let's see the second student's performance who scored 55% in the exam. Now she is saying she got 55% here, and for two questions, this is her feedback, not mine. For two questions, she knew the correct answer but pressed the wrong one. That is, she selected a wrong option and did not realize it. This is the major problem of all the CBT exams. What happens when you are using a pen and paper? You will just fill that circle, right? Once you fill it, then there is no a possibility of changing the answer. But when you are using this particular mouse, say you click here, and while changing something, you don't know what type of mouse you will get, it is effective or like very accurate or not. While changing it, you might just change the answer. Okay, so you have to practice this. Now imagine once she committed this mistake, she is not going to commit this mistake again. She will always make sure she is taking the right answer. Okay, and this is about the test when you had only 12 questions. Imagine 100 questions like this. So even if you make say 5-6 mistakes like this, 6% of, like, it is 6% and like 15% of your passing score. Okay, so say passing score is 60, 6, say 10% of your passing score, right, which is very big, uh, can be very big concern for us. So that's why you have to make sure you avoid this type of mistake, and this can be done with the practicing only. So otherwise you would have got 70%. See the difference? And I know a lot of other students are committing the same mistake. They are not realizing it. Okay, she realized it, that she knew the two answers and take the wrong option. That is because of the CBT format. Okay, now this is the learning from the one student. So we have to make sure that you are not by mistake taking the wrong option. Now let's see why I showed you this particular format, this particular student's feedback. So we have to connect this point with that student's feedback. I will connect it later. Right now, just see the basic points. At the time of exam, what care you need to take. First of all, don't worry about your friends' exam questions. Lot of students are asking me, students as in, because my number is publicly available. So even the self-study students, those who are doing the self-study, they contact me and ask me. So say their friend is appearing for the exam on 10th of May, and they are appearing for the exam on say 15th of May. So what they are planning is, like, once their friend appears for the exam, they will ask him the question, or he or she will ask him the question, and she will practice that enough, and then her exam will be good. You are going to commit a big blunder here. As per my knowledge, or as per my guess here, all the CBT format exams are conducted in a particular manner where database is used. So GAP will feed, say, I'm just giving the example and this is speculation, I don't know for sure. So GAP will feed say 500 questions database, and system will automatically generate 100 questions in front of you, meaning your questions and your friends' questions are not going to be same. So don't plan all these things, it is going to create a disaster for you. See, even if you are well prepared, and if you ask your friend what are the questions, say he was able to answer, or he was able to say tell you the 50% of the questions, and you practice those questions in crucial time where you have to study and revise and everything, you have to prepare for your exam, what you are doing is you are just practicing like these 50% questions. Now our mind starts builds or develops a certain expectation from our exam, and when you show up for the exam and if you see you are not getting the similar question, you will get disappointed. That will cost you exam. Whenever I say you, don't take it personally, I'm referring to the students in general. Okay, so this might cost you the exam. That's why please make sure you don't fall for all these things. Prepare properly, focus properly. FRM is among those exams, if you prepare properly, you can get 100% results. This is not like a CA exam where you can prepare, it is in your hands, but the result is not in your hands. If you prepare properly with the confidence, you have some strategy for every aspect of it, you can 100% clear. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay, you don't have to collect the questions and don't go for all these activities in that crucial time. Now, if GAR provides you the highlight option, avoid using it. I guess I've already explained you why to avoid it. So again, I'll just reiterate the thing, because say I have to highlight it right now. I have the pen and I have a digital screen, so I can directly highlight it. But if I have to do the same with the cursor, then I have to select that option and then specifically go and highlight that area, okay, which is time consuming, and we will have a limited time in the exam, so you have to avoid it. Okay, so as much as possible avoid it. If GAR provides you review button, use it. Review button is the button. If you say you are doubtful about that question, in our pen and paper exam, we just circle it, right? So just star mark it or circle it. And that circle indicates that we have to review this question. In system, what you can do is you can tick the answer. So always, right now I don't know the system itself, but I'm sure, because similar system we have for our mock test. So you can tick the answer and click the review. So you have fixed the answer and click the review, meaning for your review purpose, you will always have that mark on that question that you have to review this question. But if time gets over, then your answer at least will get submitted. So don't keep those review options blank. Okay, so tick the option. So this is how you should use the review button, and make sure you tick the right answer as in the feedback I showed you, that you have to always make sure if the answer is A, you are selecting the A and not by mistake change answer to B because of your cursor movement and all. And the last option, very important, don't let the time management bother you. Why this option? Why this is very crucial? Okay, now understand. Again, we will come back to the pen and paper exam. So in general, in FRM exam, you are not provided with the any clock. Okay, you are not allowed to wear the watch. You have clock on the wall. Okay, and your face is like downwards when you are focusing on the question. You are focusing on the question. You are in your head. You have question, and you give your best to that question. Now imagine a different scenario. You have question. On that question on the dashboard, timer is going on, which tells you like, okay, this much time is left, this much time is left, and like that. Now what happens is students see the timer and the question, and they're reading the question. By the time they finish the reading the question, 2 minutes are over. It builds pressure. Then they see the option, again 2 minutes are over, 4 minutes are gone. You are not even like finished with the question reading, and then you have to solve the question. By the time they solve the question, 6 minutes are gone and 7 minutes are gone, and so on. So in this particular tussle, what happens is you are not able to focus on the question. You are just focusing half on the timer and half on the question. This will cost you some questions. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is ignore it. Okay, so see, in some questions you will need say 8 minutes, in some questions you will only need 1 minute. Okay, not every question is going to, not every question requires 8 minutes. So even if one question is taking some time, you have to focus on that part only, that questions part only, and always just look for the 1 hour time. Okay, so 1 hour is gone, and then next hour, and then next hour, and target like in 1 hour you have to finish 25 questions like this. This is the better strategy compared to managing every question's time. And now let's come back to the student. I said he scored 90% and he missed one question. So in our system, timer is always working or running on the dashboard. Okay, just leave it. So timer is always running on the dashboard. So what he was able to do is he focused. When I saw his performance, I get a report on everything, like what question he solved, how much time he took, and everything. So when I saw his performance, he gave enough time for every question. Okay, so if the question is difficult, he used like 7 to 8 minutes for that. If the question is easy, he finished it in the 2 minutes, meaning the timer was not bothering him. So he was comfortable in consuming 7 minutes or 8 minutes for an individual question to make sure that question is right. Now, this should be your strategy. Like when you are sitting in the exam, your goal should be making sure your answers are right instead of just focusing on time management. Okay. Even if it costs you one or two or see even five questions at the end, say you are able to solve only 95 questions and you have to skip the five questions, don't worry about it or don't bother about it. 95 questions should be like you have to maintain high accuracy in the 95% questions. Okay. So that's the learning here. So at this particular point I have these many I got these many ideas or concerns to address. If I come up with the new concerns after seeing the system or the software for the CBT exam, then I will also come up with the new video. So thank you very much, thank you everyone for the listening. See you in the next video.